It is finally happening. On February 20th, Fujifilm will be holding X Summit, and during X Summit, they have a bunch of announcements that they already talked about on their website, but I have a sneaky feeling that there are a few things that they haven't told us about. Now, if you have been following the latest rumors on the internet, on Fuji Rumors and other camera websites, you probably know by now that there is a new camera coming out. And that camera will be the Fujifilm X100VI or X100VI. Now, I do want to note that there's nothing confirmed yet when it comes to the new announcements. There could be new products, there could not be new products. I have no insider information. I do not know anything. Everything I'm relaying to you is mostly what I've seen on the internet, and everything that I will discuss will be my own opinion on how the X100VI or X100VI can be the best point and shoot, period. Now, for the previous generation, which is the X100V, it was one of the most popular point and shoot cameras for the past year and a half, and that is because of how it blew up on social media. Influencers and other social media gurus have been using the X100V as their daily driver and using Fujifilm recipes to get the film look and basically entice everyone to go buy one. But because of that, the X100V was one of the hardest cameras to get your hands on. It was being sold online for almost twice the price of the original cost on Facebook Marketplace. People were overpaying to get their hands on this camera. That's how much in demand it was, and Fujifilm just could not keep up with all the demand. Now, in one of my previous videos that I made around 2 months ago or 3 months ago, link it right here, I talked about how the X100V is something that you should not be looking to buy in 2023 and even 2024. And some people disagreed with what I said, but one of the main reasons that I did mention in that video was the fact that the X100V has been out for almost 3 years, and I had a feeling that a new camera will come out in 2024, which is now being called the X100VI or X100VI. Now, this camera has the potential to be the best point and shoot camera in the market and could be the biggest competitor to Leica and their Leica Q3 if they have these features. And that is what we will be talking about in this video today. I will be talking about 7 to 8 features that if Fujifilm do implement in their X100VI, it will be the best point and shoot camera in the market. First of all, let's talk about the ergonomics and the body of the X100VI. Now, the X100 series is not known to have the best grip on the market because of its small size and the portability factor of it. Now, the XF20 is one of Fujifilm's newest cameras and it does have a really good grip. So I wouldn't be surprised if they managed to have a really good grip on the X100VI. Now, to continue talking about the body of the X100VI, if this camera is fully weather sealed, then that would be a really big upgrade. Now, obviously, a lot of people online have said that they've taken their X100V in several climates and different conditions, but Fujifilm does recommend for the X100V a weather resistance kit. And having the X100VI completely weather sealed without having to buy any extra kits or any extra adapters, that will give you peace of mind knowing that this camera will handle any weather. Moving on to the lens of the X100VI. Now, the X100V did have a 23mm f2, and as I mentioned in my previous video, that lens is now pretty old and the autofocus is not as good. Now, I expect the new 23mm lens to be linear motors. And that is because all of Fujifilm's newest lenses have shifted to linear motors and the autofocus has never been as good. The autofocus on linear motor lenses is incredible. You will find yourself missing less shots and it just focuses really quickly. And that is why I do expect the X100VI to have a linear motor 23mm lens, so you will find yourself having a way better experience when it comes to shooting. Now, because the X100VI has a fixed lens and it is a point and shoot, I do expect the new X100VI to have the new 40 megapixel sensor, same one in the XH2. And that's because when you're shooting with the fixed lens, you do not have the ability to zoom in, you have to zoom in with your feet. But if you have a 40 megapixel sensor, that means you have the ability to crop into your composition without losing quality. So if Fujifilm does have the X-Trans 5 sensor in the X100VI, That will be a very, very big upgrade to the X100V. Now, continuing with the sensor, the X100V never really had in-body image stabilization. And there are rumors right now that are saying that the new X106 will have in-body image stabilization. And I fully expect that to happen. And having in-body image stabilization means you will have more stable shots and sharper photos when it comes to both photo and video. Now, moving on to the processor section of this video, I fully expect in this new era of Fujifilm cameras that the processor will be the X processor 5. When it comes to autofocus speeds and capabilities of subject detection such as planes, trains, birds, animals, it is miles ahead of the previous processor, and it will give you a way better quality of life when shooting photo or video. But definitely having this X processor 5 with all this autofocus and subject detection modes will lead you to having a better quality shooting and will definitely lead to better video qualities and capabilities, which does lead me to the next point of this video, which is the video capabilities of the X100VI. Now, the X100 series in general has always been known more of a photo camera, a camera that you can take with you anywhere you go, a point and shoot for memories, street photography, travel photography. It's a very versatile camera that you can take anywhere with you. But with the world of social media shifting more into video and everything moving more into vertical video and vertical content, I highly expect this camera to have really good video capabilities. And I'm expecting XS20 level of video capabilities. I'm talking 6.2K, 10-bit 422, probably up to 30 frames per second. Now, because the X100 series has a fixed lens, it is not as easy to thread an ND filter on it. So, the X100V did have 4 stops of ND. If Fujifilm does have more stops of ND in this camera, this means that you can basically turn on the internal ND, maybe up to 6 stops or 7 stops. I might be a bit hopeful here, but that means that you can shoot video without having to worry about threading an ND filter or using step-up rings or step-down rings. Now, if the new X100VI does shoot 6.2K in 10-bit 422, and if it does have a 40 megapixel sensor, then storage is definitely going to be an issue. I do expect the X100VI to have 2 SD card slots. It might not be the case, but if they do implement 2 SD card slots similarly to the XH2S by having one CFexpress and one regular SD card, then we wouldn't have to worry too much about storage. And moving on to the next point of this video, the new X processor 5 means new film simulations. And definitely new film simulations just means new film recipes for us to explore and play around with. Now, with all these features built into the new X100VI, what about battery life? Now, if they do implement the new battery that is the same one in the XT5, the XH2, the XH2S, this camera will obviously be a beast. Whenever I go out and shoot with my XH2S, I honestly rarely worry about the battery life. The battery life is so good on these new batteries. But because the X100VI is going to be a small sized camera, I have no idea what battery they will use. So, in my opinion, if they do implement the newer batteries, then that will be a big win for us. And yeah, that is it for this video. In my personal opinion, if Fujifilm does implement these 8 features in the new X100VI, it will be probably the best point and shoot in the market and will be the most point and shoot in demand in the market. And Leica are definitely gonna have some trouble competing with that. Now again, everything I've said in this video is a combination of rumors that I've seen on the internet and my own personal opinion of features that Fujifilm should implement in the new X100. That is it for this video. I know it's not as concrete as other videos. It is more of rumors and more of a wish list of what I want to see in the X100VI, but we will find out on February 20th while we watch X Summit together. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, consider liking. If you want to subscribe, feel free. Thank you again, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.